Let's upgrade the internal storage on my Mac Mini M4 Pro. I'm ArtIsRight. Full disclosure, M4BoostHub have sent me this 4TB SSD upgrade kit for me to show you the process and review their SSD. All the opinions you're about to hear are solely going to be my own, and they did not have a chance to review this video before it went live. I'll leave a link to their website in the description along with the discount code if you want to get one of these kits to upgrade your own Mac Mini. Before we start, I'd like to get a baseline reading for the 512GB SSD that came with the system, so we're going to power it on, and there are a few things to note about these SSD upgrade kit. If you have an M4 versus an M4 Pro, the shape of this card, this SSD card, are slightly different, so get the right one before you start performing the upgrade. You are going to need the right tools to open this system up. Lucky enough, M4BoostHub does include the tools, but I'm going to be using my iFixit kit to go through this entire process. You have to open up your machine, so if you're unfamiliar with this, read through the guide. I think iFixit guide provides a really good walkthrough on how to go through the process. Read through it at least once before you start taking apart your machine. Have some familiarity with it. You're also going to need another Mac. In this case, I'm going to use my 16-inch MacBook Pro, and I already have downloaded the Apple Configurator 2 along with the IPSW, that is pretty much the firmware OS for this specific Mac Mini, into the system. I recommend doing this beforehand. This way you can get going right away. And if you don't have another Mac, well, M4BoostHub does also provide a license that you can purchase to do the restoration or put this computer into a DFW mode. That's the firmware update mode, and link it up to a PC, be able to restore from there. So they do have that option. And before we start any of these processes, if you already have data on your Mac, back it up first, because this entire process are going to destroy your data. Because of the way how Apple have designed their memory architecture for security and everything, these are not regular SSD modules that have a memory controller on them. There's no memory controller. The controller itself is actually the M4 or the M4 Pro chip. So when we use a configurator, we're pairing the memory to the actual controller, to the M4 chip. And when we do that, it creates that bond, it creates that security and everything. The moment you take it apart, even though you try to plug it in again, it's not going to work. You can't restore the memory from here, and everything on these, I mean, even though this is empty right now, are just going to be scrambled. So back up your data before you start. And if you're going to go through this process, my recommendation is to get the smallest SSD possible. This way, you're not paying the higher fee to get a higher SSD, and you're going to upgrade anyway. Now, aside from all this, there are other ways to upgrade your SSD. That would be to plug in an external SSD in the system, get one of those that are shaped like a Mac Mini and put them on top. But if you want something that is internal, this is definitely the way to go, and you're going to get the most speed out of it too. So what we're simply going to do, because I already have this system back up, and this is one of my test systems, so I'm not too worried about it, is I'm going to run a disk speed test right now. And so far on here, we're getting about 3,100 megabytes per second write, and 5,000 or 4,000 megabytes per second write, and 5,000 read. So that's the number we're getting on this one. Now what I'm going to do is simply shut down the machine and say goodbye to everything that's on this operating system. Back up your stuff before. And because we have to open our machine up, disconnect your machine from power too. I'm going to reset my desk a little bit. I'll also have a guide pull up in front of me just to verify the process that I'm going through, and I'm going to be back in just a moment. So these are the tools that M4BoostHub have included with their upgrade kit. It comes with everything you're going to need, and I'm going to be using some of these tools along with my iFixit tools in a mixture of it. So what we're going to do is start by opening up our Mac Mini from the bottom. You can even see the configuration for this one. So we're going to see if we can pry this open a little bit. So when it comes to this cable to the power button, you can certainly choose to leave it in place, similar to the way how I am doing it right now. It will lessen the damage to the cable. However, you can also disconnect. I'm going to choose to leave it for now and continue to go through the Mac Mini. And by the way, as I'm opening up, there are 4 clips around the machine that I have to slide around to get those clips to open up. Actually, I have decided to lift up that power cable. It's going to make it a little bit easier to disassemble. Now this is still linked by a ribbon cable. Yep, and that's for the fan. So technically, once you get to this part, I can disconnect the fan. I can also attempt, I don't believe I can fully do the disconnect on this board, but so I'm not going to do that. But you can now see this is where the SSD is on the system. So what I'm simply going to do is just get the right Torx screwdriver and just undo that in place. Now do be aware, like I said, make sure you have your system back up before you start this process, because the moment you disconnect this, and even though you try to plug it back in, I think if you try to plug it back in right away without plugging another memory card into it, it can probably still boot up with the system. But the moment you go through the Apple configurator, it's pretty much gone. It's not going to work anymore. So I'm going to pull this out. Yeah, and that does run into a little bit of the cable from the fan, so. But now this is out. This is the original module from Apple. This is 512. And this is pretty much the M4BoostHub. Looks very similar. It's just a larger NAND on inside, so we're going to swap these out. All right, and that's pretty much how you take apart the machine to perform an SSD upgrade or internal SSD and storage upgrade. Next, what I'm going to do is clean up the space a little bit. We're going to link this up to my other Mac that has the IPSW and Apple configurator, and I'll show you a little bit more of the process and how to do that. So we finished the internal upgrade part. Next is to run the Apple configurator and do the system restore on this. A few things to note. The recommendation is to use a USB-C cable, and you're going to plug it into the port that has the lightning bolt, which is the center port. So we're going to try that out right now. I'm going to plug this into the computer and hold the power second down for 10 seconds before I plug in the power. All right, that powered on. Let's see if we're able to get the Mac Mini to in DFU mode. So we have the light blinking in front in amber, and let's see if this is showing up on my system. We'll go into Get Started on Apple Configurator. Perfect, it found my Mac. You can see right there. We go in full screen, there you go. All right, so now that I'm at this screen, what I can simply do is right click and restore. This is going to download the IPSW file from Apple. Because I already pre-downloaded this file, and this is also Tahoe, the OS running on my laptop right now is Sequoia. So we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna do that, we're gonna say restore. And it's going to say that, hey, it's not on the same version. I'm gonna say restore anyway, and let's see what happens. So the one thing that I do want to put out here is the fact that we got this far, the fact that Mac is in DFW, the device firmware update mode. It means that it's seeing the SSD and everything, it just doesn't recognize it because it has been paired with the M Silicon yet. We're going to wait for this process to finish, and we'll continue setting up the new Mac and run some speed tests. So just a moment ago, we had a boot up chime from the Mac, and now you can see that the Mac has been revived on this computer. And on my laptop is showing that this Mac is now locked, it's ready to go. So what we're gonna do is set this Mac up on this machine. I'm gonna disconnect this from my laptop. And now it's going through the activation process. Let's sign on to Wi-Fi. Now, because this is the initial setup process, I can't do a screen recording on it, so I'm just going to show you on the computer what this is going to look like. It's doing the activation right now. And this Mac is pretty much locked to me because I did not do the whole system restore or erase before, so I now have to type in my email address. So a few things to be aware of here is if you have an active system and you didn't do the erase or you didn't sign out from Find My before, it's going to show this lockup. So just because you may have gotten a system from somewhere and you decide to do a whole SSD swap, it's still locked to the original owner. So now we're going to restart and go through the setup process. And by the way, for this video, I'm using BenQ brand new PD2770U. This is their PD series display, 27-inch 4K. It has a hardware calibration built into the display on the very top there, and it also can run a hardware calibration with Palette Master Ultimate. Make sure you check out my channels for more videos on this particular model. All right, and just like that, we're in Tahoe, so let's go and set up our new machine. Now, when it comes to this step, you can do a system migration. As usual, I always recommend setting up as a new machine, especially if you're coming from Intel. But if you're doing this, a restoration is actually an option that you can certainly choose. If you have backed this up via Time Machine, you have backed up to another disk, you can use that. For now, I'm going to set this up as a new machine. It's going to ask all these questions. I'm going to say we're good, data and privacy, and this is where we'll create a username. I'm just going to give it the most boring name ever to just designate this machine. So this is the part where they ask you for the Apple ID. I recommend signing into it in the beginning just because it keeps things simple and it just brings many of your app and preferences in. So I'm just going to do that right now. iCloud keychain, I'm going to use that. So I'll say yes. Enable location services, say yes. Sometimes I uncheck this, share Mac analytics with Apple. It depends. If you like to share that information, I'm sure they do the differential privacy thing, so you're safe. But if you don't want to share it, you can just simply uncheck that. Screen time, I'm going to set up later, continue for now. And Apple Intelligence, we're just going to say, let's set that up later. I'm going to use dark mode. Let's do that. And this is the part where it says update your Mac automatically. You can say download automatically only download automatically. That's the option I'm going to choose because I do not want an OS to just upgrade overnight. And if I'm having some apps open, unsaved documents and so forth, I don't want to deal with that at all. I want to just manually go in and trigger the update when I want to. So pretty much now we are in the Mac system. As for a keyboard setup assistant, that's because I'm using Logitech keyboard and mouse with the Bolt dongle, but nonetheless, it works right out of the box, and here it is. So let's go in and check a few things. We'll go into the system settings, general storage. We can see that now I have 3.97 terabytes of storage. This is really awesome. So I have this machine set up and I already copied over Blackmagic disk speed test. We're going to run the speed test right now. There's only one drive on this machine, so let's just run it. And we're getting around 7,000 megabytes per second on the write, on the read. 5,370, 5,400. So this is performing really well. And now you can see there's a little bit over 7,000. Granted, I will say that the Apple 512 internal SSD wasn't necessarily the fastest. You are getting a much higher performance on this 4 terabyte SSD and also at a nominal pricing. It does require a little bit of know-how opening up your machine, upgrading it. But as you see from the guide I was showing earlier, it's actually not too difficult. And I'll leave links to the guide that I've used to open up my machine and everything in the description too. So if you want to check that out, you can certainly do that. Lastly, one thing that I want to talk about is the SSD that you pull out. So this is the 512 gigabyte SSD. It used to have data on here. And the reason why I say that is because even though I would take this machine apart again and plug this back in, I have to do the whole firmware restore and all the data on here is pretty much gone. So a few thoughts about that. Regardless of whatever SSD you have on any of your new Apple M Silicon Mac, definitely run the backup because even though you can pull the module out to replace it, the data is pretty much tied to the secure enclave on that specific M Silicon. That means the moment you pull this out, and even though you plug it back in again or you went through the device firmware update, it's just not going to work anymore. Your data is pretty much scrambled, so make sure you have that backup. Secondly, I would keep this as a backup SSD just in case you need to send this machine into Apple for warranty for some reason and they require that you have this. At least now you have this one, or for some reason the internal SSD on this one should fail. Now you have another backup one that you can use. So those are a couple of thoughts I have about that. I'm going to leave this right here. I think this is a really great value. The process is simple enough for me, but I mean, it shouldn't be too challenging to go through about this. And I think that this represents a really amazing price value to upgrade your internal storage. If you have any questions or comments, please share them with me. Give this a like, subscribe, and hit the bell if you're new. I'm Art, and I thank you for your time.